Well, targeted individuals. I am reaching out because of a fairly recent phenomenon that I've been experiencing in my targeting. This phenomenon is what I call, I don't know how else to describe it, but forced neural stimulation, to where their conversations are coming out of my mouth. My tongue articulates slightly, and it sounds like there are whispers coming from my vocal cords out of my mouth. This is in addition to this eye flash thing that they did. When I was in Portland, Oregon, I got on the Max and a man approached me, and these were his words. He said, "I'm a sex offender. Would you talk to me?" And this is Portland, right? And so I looked at the man and I said, "Yeah, I'll talk to you." And he says, "Something really weird's going to happen." He says, "They're going to start putting images and your eyes are going to go all crazy." He goes, "Shit's a trip, but you're going to be okay." I looked at him and the Max stopped. I looked at him. I said, "I know I am. I'm a badass." And I got off the Max. And that night, or that afternoon, is when it started. And my eyes started doing this berserk thing where they would focus on something randomly like this. And these somethings were very offensive, from everything from anuses on dogs and animals to androgynous zones on people, their crotches, men's butts, men's crotches, women's fat women, really weird things. Okay, I'm confident and comfortable talking about this because this is early predator psychological monitoring. If you go back to the 1970s, they'd hook you up to electrodes and they would open your eyes and they'd force you to look at images. This is the same thing that's being done now. They're doing it through a small implant that they put laparoscopically in your body that is a brain interface device. It actually has been talked about on the internet. You can look it up and I will add links to it. Okay, but this device is being inserted in people that are on this S3, S4 watch list that are deemed psychologically insane or predatorial. All right, so many of you gang stalking victims have heard name calling like pedophile, serial rapist. Women seem to get a lot of prostitute, whore, homewrecker, and thief. Fraud, identity fraud is what a lot of ones I hear with women. So, like, there's a playbook to this program. Now, the person that inserted this device in me laparoscopically was a Chinese doctor. It is Chinese technology, and it happened at Good Shepherd Medical Clinic. After the procedure, a few months, I had been removed from the home because the state told my wife that my ideologies were dangerous to teach my children. And what was I teaching my children? I was teaching them that 9/11 was an inside job, that there is a demonic effort for there to be a new world order under one world governing power. I taught my kids about the mark of the beast, and lo and behold, it was put in me after a attempted homicide on my life. I had a fight, or not even a fight. I'm sorry, that's wrong. I was having a bad time, and my ex-wife had my pills hid, and I wanted them, and I climbed up on a end table where I believed my pills were, and that's when she came and knocked the table out from underneath me, and I fell and I was impaled. I woke up with tubes sticking out of me. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then later on, I was removed from the home just months later to be intercepted at the Hermiston Hospital by a woman named Emmy, and a Chinese doctor came out of a room, and she approached me and she said, "This is going to be really hard for you, Robert. Please come with me." She took out her hand to shake my hand. I reached out, grabbed her two fingers. I said, "I do not know who you are or what is going on here." And this Chinese doctor turned, walked down the hallway, and she said these words: "You have an obligation to do this, doctor." And then he walked outside. She goes, "Fucking crackpot, doctor." And I went into the emergency room. Now, this new vocal neural stimulation that I'm experiencing is one of the most rapey, creepy things a person can imagine. To hear conversation come out of your mouth from other people is terrifying. And somebody needs to explain themselves, Lucy. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm lucid. I consider myself a highly intelligent human being. And the fact that this is occurring despite my constant protest and absolute refusal to adhere to this, they continue. People, this is what I need you to know. That this laparoscopic surgery thing they're putting in people, it looks like a kind of like a mesh, And I confronted Dr. Farney at Hermiston Hospital about putting it in me, and he had an absolute meltdown. He stood up and said, "Who told you that they put that in you? Who told you about it?" Okay? I mean, he freaked out. But what I'm here to tell you that this implant is a brain interface device, that it is literally hooked up to a computer, and they can translate your thoughts on the other end of it. They can see through your optic nerve with this thing that they put in you laparoscopically, okay? And it looks like a little mesh tube, cellophane with electrodes on it. And they put it right up through your nose or through your under your eye duct, your tear duct, okay? Right back with like a laparoscopic brain surgery, like a lobotomy. What I want to tell you guys is this is the mark of the beast. Okay? This is absolutely the mark of the beast, because they are neurolinguistically programming you for certain things, giving you abilities and even open doors to life. Okay? This is demonic. It is the mark of the beast. So what does the Bible say about the mark of the beast? It says there's a number to it, right? The number of the beast, or the Antichrist, is 636. That's his number. That's his number. And you have his, he causes you to receive his mark. All right? What is his mark? It's very important, people. Somebody caused this program to be rolled out. Right after 9/11, this program was rolled out. And people on the S3, S4 watch list during the Patriot Act era lost habeas corpus, and local sheriffs, they assumed the law the way they wanted, and they went ahead and proceeded by ordering doctors to insert this technology in people. And this technology, guys, guess what? Has a scalar frequency, okay, or a microwave frequency. It's a number. It's a number that is set on you and follows you around. It's the mark of the beast. Take it very seriously. So, this is what was said out of my mouth. So, a few years back, my son came back from North Carolina with his girlfriend, his new baby, and their mother-in-law. And the mother-in-law had this 25 handgun, and we took it to her friends because she needed money because she was going to sell it. So we went there, and there's this old man in this house in Caldwell, Idaho, and I walked in the house. It was like a hoarder's house, and there was porn going on the TV, man. I was like, this is funny shit. But they did their business, and I went back to Ontario. Well, Rebecca, the mother, ended up spun out of her mind, and in my garage, I finally had to come out and say, hey, you need to leave my garage. I gave her some money, some blankets and stuff, and she left. Well, through this v2k technology, or whatever it is, they start telling me that my fingerprints were found on scene at this man's house and that he was killed. He was smothered. And I'm just sitting here listening, but they're talking it out of my mouth, okay? And then they say that that the gun was stolen, that money was stolen, drugs were stolen. They think it was Rebecca Matinee. And that the reason why is because she was found in North Carolina with the gun. So, here's truth. I know this man died because my daughter told me that the guy had died. Okay? And so that much I know is true. This is 90% lies, but as of late, about 10% of everything that they say that comes out of my mouth or throughout the week comes true. Last week, at the beginning of the week, Natalie and I were doing great. And then we started getting into it. And it was weird. They were hitting her. All targeted individuals know what that means. They're hitting me really hard. They were hitting her, and they began hitting me. And they flat out said that if we didn't get along, that we would be broke up by the end of the week. And Friday came, and guess what? We were broke up. So it's very important to note that they have mind control technologies, systems of control that are in use, and we all need to be much stronger and talk about this, not be evasive about it. Please spread the word. I need to hear other targeted individuals talk about forced neural stimulation, to where they are talking, having conversations out of your mouth, and where they are looking at objects with your eyes, like their cameras. Because this is technology that was released over a year ago publicly, but has been in development for almost 20 years. I talked to a woman at the Epoch Times who told me that I reported this to her, and she says, well, the reason why she says, we only report the truth, sir. And this is why I think you're telling me the truth, because they're doing this in China and they believe that they tried to copy the format here. That's the truth, so help me God. Talk to you soon.